Most people chase big changes, but it's the small, daily improvements that shape your life. If you're not paying attention to these 11 things, you're leaving your growth to chance. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to neglect what truly matters. Today, we'll talk about 11 things you must improve every single day. This helps you stay grounded, find peace, and move towards success. These principles are rooted in timeless wisdom, but more importantly, they're simple and practical for modern life. We live in a time that celebrates instant gratification. Big wins are worship. We chase grand goals, but often neglect the little things that lead to them. This constant chase for quick results leaves many of us overwhelmed, and ironically, less fulfilled. What if the real challenge isn't chasing big changes, but focusing on the small habits that add up every day? 1, your mindset. Every morning you wake up with a choice. You can choose to let the day happen to you, or you can take charge of it from the start. The way you begin sets the tone for everything that follows. That's why improving your mindset is the most crucial step you can take. Think of your mind as a garden. If you don't plant anything, weeds will grow by default. And if you plant seeds of doubt, negativity, or fear, that's what you'll harvest. But what if instead you start each day with intention? What if you spend just 5 minutes in the morning setting your focus? You don't need an elaborate routine. Simple practices can make a world of difference. Begin by visualizing what you want to achieve and how you want to feel. Picture yourself being productive, patient, and in control. See the day unfolding in a way that aligns with your goals. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring your challenges. It means you're choosing to face them from a place of clarity and strength rather than fear and doubt. Challenges are a part of life, but how you respond to them is up to you. And that response begins with your mindset. Here's a simple tip: start each morning by reflecting on what you're grateful for. It can be the smallest things: a good night's sleep, a strong cup of coffee, the people in your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already abundant. And that shift can change the entire tone of your day. Next, set an intention. Think about how you want to show up today. Do you want to be patient, confident, focused? Say it out loud or write it down. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about directing your energy and attention toward what truly matters. Another key practice is self-talk. Be mindful of the words you use with yourself. The voice inside your head is the one you hear most often, and if it's constantly putting you down, you'll start to believe it. Instead, practice speaking to yourself as you would to a friend, kindly and encouragingly. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop and reframe those thoughts. Also, be careful of what you consume first thing in the morning. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, you're letting other people set your agenda. Instead, take a moment for yourself. Read something inspiring, listen to a podcast, or simply enjoy the quiet. This simple act of guarding your mind from negativity sets a solid foundation for the rest of the day. Your mindset is like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. And like any muscle, it requires consistency. Improving your mindset isn't a one-time event, it's something you need to work on daily. But the rewards are worth it. With the right mindset, even the most challenging days can feel manageable. Remember, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. When you change your mindset, you change your life. You don't need to spend hours meditating or writing in a journal. Start small. 5 minutes in the morning, a few positive affirmations, a moment of gratitude. These small practices compound over time. In the end, it's not about what happens to you, but how you respond. Life will throw challenges your way, but with a strong mindset, you'll be ready. You'll find that setbacks become opportunities and obstacles become stepping stones. So take charge of your mind every morning. Plant seeds of intention, water them with positive thoughts, and watch your life transform. 2, your physical health. Your body is the only place you live. You can change houses, jobs, or even cities, but you can't change your body. That's why taking care of it should be a top priority. But here's the catch: most people think taking care of their health means drastic changes. They believe they need to spend hours at the gym or follow extreme diets to stay fit. That's not the case. Daily improvement in your physical health is about small, consistent actions. It's not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. It's about moving your body for just 30 minutes every day. You don't even need to go to the gym for that. A walk around the block, some stretching, or even playing with your kids counts. The goal is to stay active and keep your body in motion. And it's not just about exercise. Sleep is just as crucial, if not more. Most people sacrifice sleep to get more work done or to watch another episode of their favorite show. But cutting back on sleep is like cutting off the fuel to your engine. Without it, you can't function at your best. Make sure you're getting enough rest every night and watch how your mood, energy, and focus improve. Then there's the food you eat. You don't need to follow a strict diet or eliminate all your favorite treats. Just be mindful of what you're putting into your body. Ask yourself if it's nourishing you or if it's just filling a craving. A balanced diet isn't about deprivation, it's about giving your body what it needs to perform at its best. One thing to remember is that self-control with your body translates to self-control in other areas of your life. When you can discipline yourself to eat healthier, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep, that discipline carries over into your work, relationships, and mindset. It all connects. And don't forget to listen to your body. It's easy to ignore those small signs of fatigue, pain, or discomfort, especially when you're busy. But your body has a way of letting you know when something's not right. Pay attention to those signals and take action before they turn into bigger problems. Your health isn't something to put off until tomorrow. It's something to take care of today. One more thing, take time to rest and recover. Rest isn't just about sleep. It's also about giving your body a break from the constant hustle. That could mean taking a day off from intense workouts, going for a leisurely walk, or simply sitting in silence and letting your body recharge. Pushing yourself nonstop leads to burnout, and no amount of success is worth sacrificing your health. Your physical health isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good and being able to show up fully in every area of your life. Think of your body as the vehicle that takes you through life. If you neglect it, it will break down, and if you take care of it, it will take you wherever you want to go. So start today. Move your body, eat well, rest enough, and pay attention to what it's telling you. You don't need to make massive changes overnight. Just commit to small improvements every day, and over time, they'll add up to big results. And remember, when your body is healthy, your mind is clear, and your spirit is strong. 3, your communication. Every single day, you interact with people, whether it's at home, at work, or even in passing. And every interaction leaves a mark, either building connections or tearing them down. That's why improving your communication isn't just a nice thing to do, it's essential. Many people underestimate the power of their words and tone. They get caught up in their own stress or hurry, and without realizing it, they snap at someone or brush them off. But words have weight, and once they're spoken, you can't take them back. It's like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube, you can't put it back in. So how do you improve your communication every day? Start by being present in your conversations. It's easy to be physically there, but mentally somewhere else, thinking about your to-do list or checking your phone. But being present means giving your full attention to the person in front of you. It means listening not just to respond, but to understand. When you truly listen, you'll notice things you might have missed before, like the emotions behind someone's words or the hesitation in their voice. This awareness allows you to respond more thoughtfully, and it deepens your connection with others. Another aspect of improving communication is choosing words that uplift instead of tear down. It's easy to criticize or point out mistakes, but it takes more effort to find something positive to say. And the impact of that effort is enormous. A single positive word can change someone's day, lift their spirits, or inspire them to keep going. Never underestimate the power of encouragement. But communication isn't just about words, it's also about tone and body language. Sometimes what you say and how you say it sends 2 different messages. You might say the right words, but if your tone is harsh or dismissive, the message gets lost. So pay attention to how you're coming across. Speak with warmth, openness, and sincerity. Improving communication also means learning to express yourself honestly and respectfully. Avoid bottling up your feelings or sweeping problems under the rug. Address issues when they arise, but do so with empathy and understanding. Remember, the goal isn't to win an argument, but to find a resolution that strengthens the relationship. Another key part of communication is empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and see things from their perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but understanding where they're coming from helps you respond in a way that's considerate and compassionate. And finally, don't forget about nonverbal communication. A smile, a nod, or even maintaining eye contact can communicate more than words ever could. Small gestures like these show that you're engaged and that you care about the conversation. Every day is filled with opportunities to improve your communication. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, but committing to small shifts that build up over time. Be more present, listen more, choose uplifting words, and practice empathy. These simple actions can transform not just your relationships, but also your own sense of fulfillment and connection. Remember, you're not just communicating to exchange information, you're communicating to build bridges, to inspire, and to uplift. And when you do that, you leave every interaction better than you found it. 4. Your focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. From constant notifications to endless streams of information, it's easy to lose focus. And when that happens, productivity takes a hit. You end up feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and drained. So improving your focus is crucial if you want to make progress in your life and work. Here's the thing, focus isn't something that just happens. You have to cultivate it, like training a muscle. And just like any other skill, it starts small. One of the best ways to begin is by setting boundaries. Think of your focus as a resource. It's limited, so you need to protect it. Start with something simple. Block out just 30 minutes a day for uninterrupted deep work. During this time, turn off notifications, put your phone away, and focus on one task. No multitasking, no distractions. Just you and the work in front of you. It might sound easy, but in today's hyper-connected world, this small step is a game changer. When you consistently carve out time for deep work, you'll notice something interesting. You'll gain control over your time instead of feeling like a victim of it. Suddenly, you're not just reacting to every beep or buzz. You're in charge, and that feels empowering. Another tip is to prioritize your tasks. Not everything on your to-do list is of equal importance. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will have the biggest impact? Then focus on that first. By tackling your most important tasks with fresh energy and clear focus, you set the tone for a productive day. But improving focus isn't just about eliminating distractions. It's also about strengthening your ability to concentrate. And one of the best ways to do this is through mindfulness. Taking a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness can train your mind to stay in the present moment. It's like a mental workout, and the benefits extend far beyond focus. You can start small here too. Spend 5 minutes in the morning simply observing your breath. Whenever your mind wanders, and it will gently bring it back to your breath. Over time, this practice helps you become more aware of when you're losing focus, so you can pull yourself back more quickly. Another key to improving focus is managing your energy. It's hard to stay focused if you're running on fumes, so make sure you're getting enough rest, eating well, and taking breaks throughout the day. Short breaks aren't a waste of time, they're an investment in your productivity. When you come back to your work refreshed, you're able to concentrate more deeply and get more done. And finally, remember to keep your space organized. A cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to tidy up your workspace. It's a simple habit, but it creates a sense of order that helps you focus better. Improving your focus isn't about being perfect. It's about making small intentional changes that lead to better results over time. So start with 30 minutes of deep work, set priorities, practice mindfulness, and manage your energy. These simple steps can have a profound impact on your productivity and overall sense of control. When you master your focus, you master your time. And when you master your time, you create space for what truly matters in your life. So don't let distractions run your day. Take charge of your focus and watch how everything else falls into place. 5, your relationships. In life, it's easy to take the people closest to us for granted. We get caught up in our routines, our work, and our own problems, and we forget to invest in the relationships that matter most. But deep, meaningful connections require consistent effort. They don't just happen by chance. Improving your relationship starts with being intentional. Think about the people in your life who matter to you, your family, your friends, your partner. How often do you express your gratitude for them? It's easy to assume that they know you appreciate them, but there's power in putting it into words. A simple thank you or I appreciate you can go a long way. Another key is setting aside time for your loved ones. In today's busy world, time is one of the most valuable things you can give someone. It's not just about being there physically, but also emotionally. When you spend time with someone, be fully present. Put away your phone, listen actively, and engage in the moment. Being present in your relationships also means listening with the intention to understand, not just to respond. Too often we listen to others while formulating our response in our minds, but genuine connection comes from truly hearing and understanding the other person's perspective. And don't underestimate the importance of small gestures. A kind word, a thoughtful note, or a small act of service can strengthen a relationship in powerful ways. It's not about grand gestures or big events, it's about consistently showing up and making the people in your life feel valued. Improving your relationships also involves being willing to forgive and let go of grudges. Holding on to resentment or past hurts creates distance, even if the other person doesn't know about it. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone's behavior, it's about releasing the hold that past pain has on you. When you let go of grudges, you create space for healing and connection. Another aspect of strong relationships is vulnerability. It's easy to put up walls and avoid showing your true self out of fear of rejection or judgment. But real connection requires openness. It's about being honest about your feelings, your struggles, and your needs. When you're willing to be vulnerable, you give others permission to do the same. And remember, quality matters more than quantity. You don't need to have a large circle of friends or a packed social calendar. What matters is the depth of your connections, not the number. It's better to have a few meaningful relationships than to spread yourself too thin trying to please everyone. At the end of the day, relationships are what make life rich and fulfilling. They require effort, but the rewards are worth it. When you invest in your relationships, you create a support system that lifts you up during tough times and celebrates with you during the good times. So make it a habit to express gratitude, set aside time, listen actively, and be vulnerable. These small actions can transform your relationships and bring more joy and connection into your life. Don't take the people you love for granted. Make them a priority and watch how your relationships deepen and grow. 6, your finances. Money isn't everything, but it plays a significant role in creating the life you want. When managed well, it becomes a tool for freedom, security, and opportunity. But if neglected, it can become a source of stress and limitation. That's why improving your finances is a crucial step toward living a better life. The first step to improving your finances is awareness. You need to know where your money is going. It's easy to overlook the small expenses, but they add up quickly. Take the time to track your spending for a week or a month. Write down every purchase, no matter how small. You'll be surprised at how much you're spending on things that don't align with your priorities. Once you're aware of your spending habits, you can make intentional changes. Set a budget, not as a restriction, but as a guide to help you allocate your money toward what truly matters. A budget gives you control over your finances instead of feeling like your money is slipping through your fingers. Another key to financial improvement is setting aside a small amount each day for savings or investments. It doesn't have to be a large sum. Even putting away a few dollars each day adds up over time. The key is consistency. And as your savings grow, so does your sense of security and confidence. Improving your finances also involves educating yourself. Many people shy away from financial topics because they seem complex or overwhelming. But understanding the basics of saving, investing, and budgeting can make a world of difference. Take the time to read a book, listen to a podcast, or take a course on personal finance. The more you know, the better decisions you'll make. One of the biggest mistakes people make with their finances is focusing only on earning more without managing what they have. Remember, it's not just about how much you make, but how much you keep and where you put it. If you don't have good financial habits in place, earning more money won't solve your problems, it will only amplify them. And don't fall into the trap of trying to get rich overnight. True financial improvement isn't about quick wins or risky schemes. It's about taking small, steady steps toward financial freedom. Focus on building a solid foundation rather than chasing shortcuts. Debt is another important aspect to consider. If you have debt, make a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Debt can be a heavy burden both financially and emotionally. It's like trying to run a race with weights tied to your ankles. The sooner you free yourself from that burden, the more room you'll have to breathe and grow. And finally, remember to enjoy your money too. Financial improvement isn't about hoarding every penny or living in constant deprivation. It's about being intentional with your money so you can spend it on what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. When you manage your finances well, you create the freedom to enjoy life without the constant stress of financial worries. Improving your finances isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about becoming aware of your habits, making intentional choices, and taking small, consistent steps. Over time, these small actions lead to big results. When you have control over your finances, you have the freedom to create the life you want. So take charge of your money. Educate yourself and make intentional choices. Your future self will thank you. 7, your knowledge. The world is constantly changing. What you know today could be outdated tomorrow. That's the reality we live in. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. And falling behind isn't just losing ground, it's losing opportunities and potential. So let's talk about why improving your knowledge is so crucial. It's not about cramming more information into your mind. It's about gaining insights that make a difference in your life. The goal isn't to know everything, but to learn something new every day. Think of knowledge like a garden. You plant seeds and nurture them, and over time they grow into something valuable. Start small. Dedicate a small part of each day to expanding your knowledge. This could mean reading for 15 minutes, listening to a podcast on your commute, or watching an educational video. In the beginning, it's not the length of time that matters, but the consistency. Make it a habit. Reading is a powerful way to expand your mind. But don't just read anything, be intentional about it. Choose books that inspire you, challenge you, and push you to think differently. You don't have to read an entire book in one sitting. A few pages a day add up. Over time, those pages turn into books, and those books turn into insights that shape your life. Another way to grow your knowledge is through people. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Be curious and open to learning from others. Ask questions and listen more than you speak. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn just by paying attention. But knowledge isn't just about information, it's about understanding. It's easy to read a book or listen to a podcast without really absorbing the message. So, take a moment to reflect on what you learn. Ask yourself, how does this apply to my life? What can I do with this information? When you connect new knowledge to your experiences, it becomes more than just facts, it becomes wisdom. Learning doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to enroll in expensive courses or spend hours studying. Focus on small, consistent actions. Over time, those small steps lead to big results. And remember, it's not about accumulating knowledge for the sake of it. It's about gaining insights that move you forward. Improving your knowledge also means staying open to new perspectives. The world is full of diverse ideas, experiences, and ways of thinking. If you're only exposed to what you already believe, you limit your growth. So seek out different viewpoints. Challenge your own beliefs and be willing to change your mind. In today's fast-paced world, adaptability is key. The more you learn, the more adaptable you become. And adaptability is a crucial skill because change is the only constant. When you commit to lifelong learning, you equip yourself to handle whatever comes your way. But here's the thing, knowledge alone isn't enough. Action is what brings knowledge to life. Don't just learn for the sake of learning. Apply what you know, test it out, make mistakes, and learn from them. That's where real growth happens. So take the time each day to expand your mind. Dedicate a few minutes to reading, listening, or exploring new ideas. Be curious, stay open, and apply what you learn. Over time, you'll see the impact in your life. When you improve your knowledge, you improve your future. You position yourself to seize opportunities, adapt to changes, and create the life you want. So make learning a daily habit, and watch how it transforms your perspective and your path. 8, your self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. It's not a one-time act, but a habit built over time. And it starts with small, consistent actions. The key is not to be disciplined 24/7, but to be disciplined long enough to get the things that matter done. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And just like physical exercise, it's not always easy, but the results are worth it. Start with something simple. Maybe it's waking up at the same time every day, sticking to your morning routine, or following through on a commitment you made to yourself. These small acts of discipline build the foundation for bigger achievements. One of the best ways to improve your self-discipline is to set clear boundaries. Know what you value and what you're willing to say no to. When you're clear on your values, it becomes easier to resist temptations and distractions. It's not about being rigid, but about being intentional with your choices. But here's the thing, self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or depriving yourself of enjoyment. It's about doing what needs to be done to achieve the life you want. And sometimes that means making sacrifices in the short term for long-term gain. Think of discipline as an investment. When you choose to exercise self-control in the present, you're investing in your future. Whether it's sticking to a workout routine, managing your time, or saying no to unhealthy habits, every small act of discipline adds up over time. One of the most effective ways to build self-discipline is to create routines. Routines simplify decision-making and reduce the chances of falling off track. When you have a routine, you don't have to rely on motivation to get things done. You do them because they're part of your daily life. But don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to be perfect. Self-discipline isn't about being flawless, it's about being consistent. There will be days when you slip up or fall short, and that's okay. What matters is getting back on track and not letting a single setback derail your progress. Another key to self-discipline is knowing your why. Why do you want to improve this area of your life? What's the bigger picture? When you have a strong why, it's easier to stay disciplined even when the going gets tough. Your why acts like an anchor, keeping you grounded and focused on what matters most. Improving your self-discipline also means being mindful of your environment. Surround yourself with people who support your goals and create an environment that minimizes distractions. If you want to eat healthier, keep nutritious food in your kitchen. If you want to read more, keep a book by your bed. Small changes to your environment can have a big impact on your discipline. And finally, celebrate your progress. Self-discipline isn't just about achieving big goals, it's about making small improvements every day. Take the time to acknowledge your efforts and reward yourself for staying on track. Positive reinforcement goes a long way in strengthening your self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of success. It's not about being strict with yourself all the time, but about making intentional choices that align with your values. So start small, set boundaries, create routines, and stay focused on your why. Over time, you'll see the impact in every area of your life. 9, your gratitude. Life isn't always perfect. There are ups and downs, challenges and setbacks, and in tough times, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. But what you focus on expands. That's why practicing gratitude every day is so powerful. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It doesn't change your circumstances, but it changes how you view them. It's about acknowledging the good in your life, even when things aren't going as planned. And when you focus on the good, you create a sense of abundance, even in challenging times. Practicing gratitude doesn't have to be elaborate. You don't need a long list or a special journal. Just take a moment each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They can be small, like a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or a quiet moment to yourself. The key is to be consistent. When you make gratitude a habit, it becomes a lens through which you see the world. Instead of focusing on what's lacking or what's going wrong, you start to notice the blessings around you. And that shift in perspective has a ripple effect on your mood, your relationships, and your overall well-being. Gratitude also helps you stay grounded in the present moment. Too often we get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. But gratitude pulls you back to the here and now. It reminds you to appreciate what you have instead of dwelling on what you don't. Another benefit of practicing gratitude is that it cultivates resilience. When you're grateful, you're more likely to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than setbacks. You're more likely to find the silver lining in difficult situations and to keep moving forward despite obstacles. Gratitude isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the full range of your experiences and choosing to focus on the positive aspects. It's about finding joy in the little things, even when life is tough. And here's an important thing to remember: gratitude isn't just about what you feel, it's also about what you do. Expressing gratitude to others strengthens your relationships and creates a positive atmosphere. A simple thank you or a heartfelt note can make a big difference in someone's day. Improving your gratitude also means being mindful of the language you use. Words are powerful, and the way you talk about your life shapes how you perceive it. Instead of saying, "I have to do this," try saying, "I get to do this." This small change in language can shift your mindset from one of obligation to one of appreciation. When you practice gratitude daily, you build a habit of focusing on the good. And over time, that habit transforms your outlook on life. You start to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and ordinary moments as blessings. So take a moment each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big or profound. Just find something that makes you smile, something that brings you joy, or something that you appreciate. Write it down, say it out loud, or simply hold it in your heart. Life is full of ups and downs, but when you cultivate gratitude, you create a steady foundation of positivity and resilience. You train your mind to focus on the good, and in doing so, you attract more good into your life. Make gratitude a daily practice. It's a small habit with a big impact. And over time, you'll notice how it transforms not just your perspective, but your entire life. 10. Your emotional health. Emotional health isn't just about avoiding breakdowns. It's more than that. It's about having the tools to deal with the ups and downs of everyday life, because let's face it, life is full of challenges. Stress, frustration, disappointment, they're all part of the journey. So the question is not how to avoid them, but how to handle them when they come. Emotional health starts with awareness. It's about recognizing your feelings instead of pushing them aside. Think of emotions like signals. They're not here to control you, but to guide you. When you feel anger, sadness, or stress, it's a sign that something needs your attention. But instead of letting those feelings dictate your actions, take a moment to sit with them. That's the key. One way to do this is through journaling. It doesn't have to be fancy or poetic. Just put your thoughts on paper. Write about what you're feeling and why. You might be surprised at how much clarity you gain. When you write things down, you create space between yourself and your emotions. And in that space, you find perspective. Another powerful tool for improving emotional health is meditation. Meditation isn't about emptying your mind or forcing yourself to be calm. It's about being present and observing your thoughts without judgment. When you meditate, you train your mind to pause before reacting. You learn to respond to situations rather than just react to them. But emotional health isn't just about what you do in quiet moments. It's also about how you handle stress in real time. Life throws curveballs, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. That's why it's essential to build resilience. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means bouncing back stronger each time you face a setback. Improving your emotional health also means setting boundaries. Know your limits and be willing to say no when necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's essential. When you protect your emotional well-being, you're in a better position to show up for others. And remember, emotions are not problems to be fixed. They're experiences to be understood. Allow yourself to feel without judgment. Whether you're feeling happy, sad, anxious, or excited, acknowledge those feelings. They're a part of you. But just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to act on it. You're not your emotions, you're the observer of them. Another important aspect of emotional health is seeking support when needed. It's okay to ask for help. Whether it's talking to a friend, a family member, or a professional, having someone to listen can make a world of difference. You don't have to carry the weight of your emotions alone. And finally, take time for yourself. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to neglect self-care. But taking time to rest and recharge is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Whether it's going for a walk, reading a book, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, find what brings you peace and make it a priority. Improving your emotional health is not about avoiding breakdowns or tough emotions. It's about building the skills to process and handle them in a healthy way. It's about creating space for your feelings without letting them control you. And most importantly, it's about giving yourself permission to feel. So make time each day to sit with your emotions. Journal, meditate, or find a moment of quiet. Reflect on your feelings and what they're trying to tell you. Over time, you'll find yourself more resilient, more grounded, and more in tune with your inner self.